Mayday, do you think there's anything to the idea of like a team identity crisis where they're just not exactly sure how they want to play? Like they added these gritty guys, a lot of intangibles. They can dump, chase, hit, do all those sort of things. Before they were this puck possession team, whatever. Right now they look a little bit disjointed, kind of stuck between these two identities and trying to figure out what they really are.
Well, listen, the last 10 games have certainly spoke of that, 500 hockey. If you don't know who you are today, after a lengthy season, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And they better figure that out. If that's the case in that locker room, I wouldn't be confident. That's not a good thing. You add some players, but those players just bring the energy that they have to bring. The other players don't have to change their game if they're not willing to, right? If that's all they have. But you got to know your players after 6 months of hockey. And if there's question marks, that's not a good thing. But I think this team is poised and ready. They're thinking ahead down the line. And guess what? They're not in the present. They're not in the moment. And if you're not playing like that, you can't win consistently. So they have to get their focus back immediately. And they're on the next few games on the road. Not going to be easy. They got some tough games, but maybe that's what they need.
We're talking to Brad May, Stanley Cup champion with the Anaheim Ducks, former NHLer. Mayday, you mentioned adding players after a lengthy season, but we are talking about almost a third of your roster. And is it just added energy, or is it a different style that maybe some that have been here a lot longer are trying to adapt to? And is it taking longer here than what Leaf fans would have hoped?
Well, I guess time will tell. They're in a good position. They're not going to catch the Boston Bruins. We haven't thought that for many months, obviously, right from the outset of the season, quite honestly. They're in a good position. They've got a dozen games to get themselves prepared. They have to all get on the same page. I think it's just a buy-in. It's a mental, it's a focus element with this group. And at the end of the day, the top players are playing with the same guys, right? Your top lines are playing, offensively sound hockey, all of that. Who cares what happens on the bottom six? Those guys were all new. Well, they have to figure it out how to play the way they're capable of playing. But at the end of the day, they lost last night, and they had a good start. I mean, they were in the game. A few mistakes hurt them, cost them. But the one thing I did hear out of Sheldon Keefe was he was concerned about their offense. Don't be concerned about your offense when the whole mandate is to be able to win these tight games and play better defense and not make those bonehead errors, at the blue line, back in your net, a giveaway that was just a lack of focus, plenty of time to get rid of the puck on Liljegren. These are mental errors, and you got to get yourself focused.
What did you think? I don't know if you saw the Achari hit on Nelson or the fight on Martin. Did you see how that played out last night, perchance?
I missed it exactly how it happened. Saw the fight, but
yeah,
I did.
Strange fight, hey?
You know what? I enjoy the spontaneous combustion, that passion that you see like that. It's energy building, or it certainly should be. Obviously, for New York, they got a little bit of the momentum from that.
Just one thought on Matt Martin too. There had to have been an element. Either he knew that Achari may have been out with a concussion, or
that's interesting,
or Achari maybe told him, maybe
don't punch me in the head.
Yeah, just not the face. Not the face.
Body shots only.
Yeah, body shots only, not the face.
Guys, it is amazing. Listen, if a player has a concussion or isn't quite capable of playing or fit to play, then he should not be in the lineup. The moment he puts his skates on, he's as fair game as everyone else, or certainly in my opinion he is. At the end of the day, that's nobody else's problem but the player that's actually laced his own skates up if he's not prepared or he shouldn't be playing. So that to me is a moot point.
Yeah.
I don't buy that excuse whatsoever.
How about, are you buying for the Toronto Maple Leafs that, yes, they're 500 in their last 10 games, but the Tampa Bay Lightning are struggling. I know you're not feeling the tired excuse or whatever it may be for Tampa, but they're reeling a little bit here, and Leafs fans are kind of digging that.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they had played harder, or if Toronto, listen, the gap is tight, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's a lot of teams that are in the same situation that aren't playing great hockey right now, and it's all a matter of focus down the stretch. I would imagine, and I would almost bet my house on that Toronto's going to get on a roll. They have some winnable games after this road trip, but this road trip's a big one. Florida is fighting for their lives, and they play Florida 3 times. What is that? That's 25% of the games left against the Florida Panthers. So, listen, they're fighting for their lives. Toronto better be ready. And, again, I really do believe it's about focus. It's about, of course, playing to the team system. But each player knows how they have to play and what they need to do to be successful. And no more excuses. Just get the job done.